The judgment yesterday is a travesty and miscarriage of justice. And like I said, there were importations of alien facts and evidence that was not peculiar to the case at all. And I also want to educate Nigerians that there was a split judgment. There was a dissenting judgment given by the chairman of the tribunal. Very sound judgment, in fact. So I want to say that without gainsaying that the judgment will collapse in the Court of Appeal, because even as a law student, I can tell when a judgment is concocted and do not meet the grounds upon which, in fact, the petitioners were granted even what they did not ask for.
Okay.
And I want to believe that these are very viable grounds of appeal, and I know we'll get it at the appeal. And I want to say that it was a deliberate plan to distract me from my governorship ambition, knowing fully well that I am the person to beat and I have the capacity to send Yaya Bello out of government house.
Well, you're credited with saying...
This is, for me...
Yeah, you're credited with saying that fresh elections would have been... you're credited with saying that fresh elections would have been conducted anyway, since you'll be contesting for the gubernatorial election in Kogi State. So the question then is, why appeal this judgment?
You must have quoted me out of context. I did not say... what I'm saying is that the only time there will be a by-election for the Kogi West senatorial seat is when I am sworn in as governor and a vacancy is declared in that seat and the PDP will take it. That was what I said.
Do you see this judgment as the judiciary doing the bidding of the federal government in any way?
I'm not going to say that, but I want to tell you that I want to maintain that the judgment is a travesty, it's a miscarriage of justice. It does not represent what happened at the trials, and the minority judgment of the chairman of the tribunal is sound enough, and it answers our questions even at the Court of Appeal.
All right. The Senate is on recess right now, and thankfully so for your case. But pending your appeal to the judgment, will you be able to sit at plenary for it?
Definitely. I have not been removed as Senator of the Federal Republic because there's a notice of appeal already filed. And it's already a convention and practice in the Senate that until the matter is decided at the final court, I am the senator representing Kogi West, and I want to assure you that nothing will happen to my mandate. The mandate is protected, and the fear of Yaya Bello and his gang to leave Lugard House is definite. I'm going to defeat him in the general elections. And I want to assure you that Kogi State people will be liberated from hunger, from poverty, from perfidy and maladministration.
Let's look at your governorship ambition as you speak in Kogi State. Have you done enough for your constituents to desire to take on the entire state?
If today, by the grace of God, I am very popular in every nook and cranny of the state because of my service to my people. My philosophy in life is that anyone born without service is a specimen of utility to humanity. And I've made up my mind to do only those things that will promote good governance and give my people a good life that they rightly and richly deserve. Today, as I speak to you, I have about 189 projects spread across Kogi West senatorial districts, and I have done a lot to uplift poverty and hunger in my senatorial districts. And as I speak to you today, I'm the candidate to bid because I am the only candidate that will need no introduction in any village or hamlet of Kogi State. And they trust me because they know I have been speaking for them. I spoke when others couldn't speak. I fought when others couldn't speak. And as I speak to you, I was arrested 18 times last year. I spent over 120 days out of 365 days last year in police detention, not because I'm a criminal or I committed any crime, but because I spoke for the poor masses and civil servants of the state.
People would argue that...
I'm the candidate, I'm the person they trust.
Okay, people would argue that you were speaking more for yourself than for the people of Kogi State.
That would be a blasphemy, because I don't understand speaking for myself. When I stood up on the floor of the Senate to speak for the civil servants of the state, I wasn't speaking for myself. When I got up to appeal that rice be donated to the civil servants of Kogi State, I wasn't speaking for myself. When I was constructing boreholes, schools, hospitals, roads in Kogi State, I wasn't doing that for myself. And there was no time that I was arrested because of what I did for myself. It was because of what I either said on behalf of the people or for the fear of my operations in favor of the people.
Okay, you had previously endorsed Governor Yaya Bello. Why are you contesting against him?
I would like to say that once I was blind and now I can see. And I want to say that, unfortunately, Yaya Bello is one person that we did not even know before now. He has never surfaced in the political hemisphere of Kogi State. Nobody knows him. So you can only know a man if you assess him, or if you have the opportunity to evaluate him. So he's never been anything, not even a councillor in Kogi State. He's never contested an election. This is the first election he's going to contest. So at that time, I just felt, as a graduate of my alma mater, Ahmadu Bello University, and as a young Nigerian, that we should support him. And that is the reason why Christians convert to Islam and some Muslims convert to Christianity. And that is responsible also for divorce in marriages. Yeah, once you try somebody and you are not comfortable with him and his conduct, it is not a crime to leave him. So at the time, the reasons why I supported him is because of his young age, and because he went to Ahmadu Bello University, and because I thought he was going to represent my generation and the youth. And unfortunately, he has been a colossal disaster and a mitigated disaster in Kogi State. And we cannot continue in sin and ask grace to abound.
Senator, how would you change Kogi State if you were elected governor, especially in terms of salary? Go ahead.
You see, the problem is this. I want to say this. Kogi State have a population of about over 4.5 million people. Today, in terms of land mass, Kogi State is bigger than 100 nations of the world. In terms of population, Kogi State is bigger than 80 countries in the world. What if Kogi State were not to be a country and we are not getting federal allocations from Abuja every month? Will we not survive? They said, necessity is the mother of invention. We will definitely have to look inwards. Unfortunately, or fortunately rather, we have been blessed with enormous mineral resources and human capital to place that state above every other state in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Kogi State today, we have uranium, we have gypsum, we have coal, we have limestone, we have gold, but all these have not been tapped in commercial quantity. We have even the water we have in Kogi State is a resource that's supposed to be a gold to Kogi State people. And by the grace of God, what I will do is through the instrumentality of ICT and technology, we are going to catapult the state from the present economic position to make sure that we create economic revival and prosperity for Kogi State.
All right.
If you see from Kogi, from all the way from Natako in Lokoja, the water transport from that place is to Onitsha. It's 8 hours boat cruise. That is money that can be tapped into. And as I speak to you, by the grace of God, my relationship with the citizens of Kogi State is going to be the relationship between the private sector and customer. Every time you say the customer is the king, the customer is right. Today, if you have a problem with your MTN and you call the customer service, even if you're a bricklayer, the person who picks the phone at the other end will say, "Good morning, sir. How are you, sir? What can I do for you, sir?" That respect between the customer and the private sector is what I am going to give to Kogi State. Every citizen of Kogi State will be a customer to government. And the public will be responsible for policy formulation and implementation. The civil service will be reformed and respected in a manner that their welfare, because the Chapter 2 of the Constitution, specifically Chapter 14(2)(b) says the primary purpose of government is the security and the welfare of the people. And that is going to be our watchword.
Well, let's look at things happening in the policy now. What's your reaction to the newly sworn-in ministers and the portfolios assigned to them? Were they square pegs in square peg?
Yeah, you will not be able to assess the ministers until they start operating. If you ask this question six months down the line, then I'll be able to respond.
But you must have some reaction.
Yeah, my reaction is just that. For now, a ministerial portfolio is more of a supervisory position. But I would rather want to say I keep my bullets until after 6 months.
You're watching Arise Africa, and we're still joined by the senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Dino Melaye, live from Abuja. Senator, I'm still with you. I want to ask you, you've once described your opponent, Smart Adeyemi, the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, as your political wife. Can you expatiate on that, or let us understand what you mean by that?
I just want to reply again that Smart Adeyemi is my political wife, in the sense that any day, politically, I will always defeat him. If you go back to history, I was in the APC. He was in the PDP. At that time, the PDP was in charge of government at the central. The PDP was in charge of government in Kogi State. All the local government chairmen in Kogi State were all PDP. And at the same time, I defeated him even as a sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria at that time. I defeated him at that time with a margin of about 3,000 votes. And in 2019, I moved to PDP, and he moved back to APC. And even in this 2019 again, the government at the center was APC, the government at the state, APC, all the 7 local government chairmen, APC, and I defeated him with a margin of about 18,000 difference. So, it's a road I'm used to, and I can drive on that road even with my eyes closed. And I say that if we run elections 100 times with Smart Adeyemi, I will always defeat him. What I'm saying is that I have political conjugal rights over him.
And you feel that you actually got the mandate of the people of Kogi State? Especially your senatorial district. I'm not defeating him for the first time. I just gave you the history that I defeated him in 2015, and I defeated him again in 2019. And if there will be any opportunity, or if the party will be fortunate, I will be very happy if the party can even give him the gubernatorial ticket, and I will defeat him again. Okay.
I have his political CFO with me. I'm in charge.
You're in charge of his...
I said his political CFO, certificate of occupancy, is with me. So I determine what happens to him politically.
Well, he will argue against that.
Any day, anytime, I will defeat Smart Adeyemi because of my service to the people and because of his own disservice to the people. As a senator for 8 years, his performance was a beautiful nonsense. He has done nothing to the people of Kogi State. He has no projects to even cite, show the people.
It is quite curious, Senator, that if you will not lose focus contesting for senator and at the same time contesting for gubernatorial elections.
You are speaking now like the Court of Appeal, because I'm not contesting for Senate. I'm still the sitting senator of the Kogi West Senatorial District. And there's no election stipulated, or there's no election for the Kogi West seats yet. And there will be none until I'm sworn in as governor. So I'm not losing focus. My name is Daniel. I cannot fall. I will not fall. I am very focused. As I speak to you, the gubernatorial election is what I'm looking at. And my eyes are on the ball. No shaking, no distractions.
Okay, we wish you all the best in your gubernatorial ambitions. Senator Dino Melaye, Senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District. Thank you for joining us on Arise Africa.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I assure you that Arise TV will be invited for my inauguration in Lokoja.
We look forward to that.